to the point I handle it, bro. The people be watching me handle the police and other oppressive figures, and they just be looking at me like they be thinking I'm the police. Cause I be doing them like, bro, how am I handling the police and I'm the police? That is weird, bro. I just don't play with their head because I know what's going on now. And that I ain't going for it. I'm old blood, bitch. So you know I'm tired of Mama Earth. And bitch, we ain't having that. I'm sorry for the cussing on Facebook and YouTube and all that. I hope y'all don't do nothing but dog raw about this because I'm gonna give y'all smoke. Don't mess with him because of me. I'm just saying, but anyway.
You know, I don't believe in being politically correct when the politics is all wrong.
I know. I ain't have a chance to roll up before I got on the phone with you. I didn't think I was gonna catch you. I just grabbed a black right quick. But yeah, you know, I be talking to you and I ain't never really asked you no real question like that. But I did have a good question for you. I ain't want to come on here and just be like I usually do, just be getting on your nerves a little bit. I ain't want to get on your nerves a little bit today. I came with a little question. But that first question, I've been thinking about that and I've been trying to text you in comments and ask you that question. I texted on Young Elder before. Okay, bam. Another thing just came to my mind. Yo, I have so many questions to ask you because a lot of the things you talking about when you was breaking down the werewolf tribe or the werewolves and you was breaking down the vampires, I have a lot of, I don't know, have you ever, what do you think about the folk, the werewolf apocalypse folk, like Dungeons and Dragons? How real is that Dungeons and Dragons game compared to the reality of what was really going on and what entities exist that's in that game? Because a lot of those entities exist. And I'm noticing they're talking about them a lot more. And I know they come out of Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm like, y'all acting like this is just a game, though. You know?
I've never played Dungeons and Dragons, so if I tell you something about that game, I'll be making it up as I go.
All right. I'm going to do it like this. The werewolf apocalypse, remember how you were talking about the people that wore the wool?
Yeah.
Wore the pelt?
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
they told the story in Twilight. The movie Twilight.
Yeah, I heard you talk about that last time we talked about it.
Yeah, they just changed all of the faces to pale faces, but it's the same story. Some European blood-sucking niggas came over here, and the niggas that was wearing the wolf belt was fighting.
That right there, what you just said, OG. The blood-sucking vampire. Did they come from over the ice walls?
No, they came from right over there where Vlad the Impaler from. It was a Moorish stronghold. Vlad the Impaler wasn't a pale face. He darker than me.
I know that much. I know that much. Ooh, speaking of Vlad the Impaler, that armor he wore, that red dragon armor. Speaking of knights and those armors, were they harnessing atmospheric energy in those swords like Excalibur and stuff like that with free energy back in the day through a Tartarian and all that?
Not from the armor they was wearing, but they was harnessing free energy all the way up until that last Anunnaki war. We haven't used free energy in a couple thousand years now. Okay. Not globally.
So how many of our Catholic, how many of these buildings do you think they took all the free energy off these like Catholic cathedrals and all that stuff already?
They scrapped out all the copper. Really son of a bitches.
And then they had us goddamn going and stealing AC vents and shit, taking the copper out, bringing it to
them. Yeah, then we had a lot of them had either gold. They had gold and silver dip orbs that sit on top of the buildings. That they melted all that shit down.
Did I tell you about the time I had? Go ahead, dude.
Yeah,
what you say? What you were saying?
One of them orbs could have been 500 pounds easy.
Really?
In gold or silver, pure. No, none of that old 10 karat shit. We talking 24 karat gold.
Sure. Yeah. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. One of my homeboys, he worked at Levi's, right? He found a pendant, and it's like somebody gave him the right to go through their jewelry and get something of what he wanted. The man grabbed a pendant and showed it to me today, bro. Why I got the Mayan sun symbol all over with all type of hieroglyphs around it? I'm like, bro, where did you find? And it's pure silver. And he's a moon baby, so he's like, bro, this. I'm like, bro, that's your ancestors calling you, bro. They just brought that to you out of nowhere.
Yeah, well, that happened to us around this time. A lot of people get mysterious gifts, and many of them either discard them because they look at it as something trivial.
Hold on, Rod. Hold on. Let me do
voice every single day,
bro. I got you on every day out here on the street, bro.
Jesus, bro. I hear your voice every single day.
Don't do that.
For
bro,
real.
Don't do that, boy. Talking about Jesus. Boy, don't do that. like that over here.
Man, I hear this man's voice every day. When you said something just then, I was like, bruh, is that bruh?
He like, yeah. Hey, Ron, you in the going crazy. You don't even know I got you out here like
Hey, bro,
every day.
I hear your voice every day, bro.
I made sure that.
And you talk that shit.
They love you out here, dog. People come to the bus stop where I sit at. I'm at the bus stop right now, chat. I'm on the block right now. This man get listened to every day because I don't play.
Bro, we listen to you every day, bro.
And I make sure they hear the right shit. I make pretty much everything you say be A1 because I be telling them shit. Come on. Yes, this is Rod. This is him. This Chief Pontiac.
When I heard his voice, I was like, damn, that gotta be bruh.
Yeah, I got him on Americana Boulevard. Like, where wrong with that?
Hey, bro,
hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all this.
Bro, hey,
listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. If I had any ego left, that motherfucker be soup right now.
Yeah. Hey, bro, I listen to you every single day, bro. With
one thing about it, two things for sure, Uncle Rod. I got you, bro. I got you.
So
you got old
what city y'all in? Hey, what city y'all in?
I'm in Orlando, Florida, bro, on Americana Boulevard, Texas Ave. We on the block. We on Americana with 3 Ks. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
We outside.
That was ground zero of the motherfucking Gullah Wars.
That's why I knew it. I fucking knew it. Bro, all right, watch this. Let me break down this motherfucking goddamn esoteric shit on this block. We're on Americana Boulevard. Americana means cornerstone, right? Okay, I did this digging already. 5,400 blocks. Zeros don't exist. 5 plus 4 is 9. We're on a 9. We're at an intersection. The intersection, when you turn it sideways, turns into an X from a T. That marks the spot for treasure, don't it? Okay, look what you just told me. I've been trying to figure that out for the longest. That right there, what you just told me, this is a zero, mark 0 for one of the wars.
Ground zero of the Gullah War. And we had all those tribes. This is how they went backdoored us with the Lewis and Clark expedition. Remember, we coming as far away north as Alaska and Canada. We going south, and then we traveling east. This is why they keep trying to make y'all think we live in teepees. Those was campsites. Those was not the house.
Facts.
That wasn't home. We was traveling the war. And when we went south and east, Lewis and Clark went north and west, so that they can come behind us and declare all of the captains.
Like Superman, like the TV show Superman and Lois and Clark. You gonna make me go watch that all over again?
Lewis and Clark is when they was explorers, or what they called them back then, surveyors for the American government.
So that's what Superman was, a surveyor.
No, Superman Kal-El. Kali is Kali Ma. Superman is concealing the power of the Great Mother.
Really?
Right. Her name is Kali Ma, but they call her Kali-El.
But see, I know who Kali Ma is, but I ain't.
Yeah, that's why they call him Kal-El.
Hey, bro, I'm subscribing to you tonight.
Kal-El. Listen, they call it.
I was waiting for me to talk to you.
Yeah,
bro.
All you gotta do is inbox me.
You hear me, bro?
But look.
Oh, can't see your face, but it's cool though. We still talking, baby. Ain't nothing stopping that. But yeah, though, I don't know. They might not like the questions I'm asking. You know, I'm very, very, very much traversing this stuff y'all be teaching on here.
Look, I don't give a fuck what them people like.
I don't either. That's why I fuck with you.
If you ask the question, I'm gonna give you answers best of my ability.
Okay, so the Over the Ice Walls is a fiction. So the land of the Anakim, you know what I'm saying? So that's not, that's not. So where the Anakim come from?
That's the Anunnaki. That's just another name from a similar language.
I got you. The Anunnaki thing, the Anu word. When you said some on one of the things, the Anasazi, how the Ani word is really Anu. So the Anasazi people of America is really tied to the bloodline of Anu.
Right. So they tied to the royal families of the Anunnaki, and this is why the name. All Anunnaki see the Anu seat as the high seat. Really? So you look at the 12 tribes of the earth tribes, the 12 daughters of Isis. Isis make 13.
Yeah.
Each one of them got a family in their respective territories. They need husbands now. This is why when you look at the human diversity, the haplogroup of the Y chromosome is what tells you the fatherland, and the mitochondrial lineage is an unbreakable lineage to the first mother. So it don't matter what bloodline they come from, the women gonna trace back to one woman.
Facts.
They call her Primordial Eve.
Primordial Eve.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I be talking to Lilith. I've never talked to Eve. I be saying little things to Lilith. I say things to Tiamat. I say things,
Lilith is the dark mother. Lilith is another name for Kalima.
Really?
Yes. Same energy. She's in Egypt, she's Sekhmet.
I talked to Sekhmet. I talked to Sekhmet earlier. I've never talked to Sekhmet, but I heard you say something earlier, and I just went to talking to Sekhmet for no reason. And I actually felt something come over my crown when I said something about Sekhmet. Because it's like I be feeding off her energy when these oppressors be playing. It's like I feed right off her energy and get right on their neck. Them people be tucking their tail and sliding, boy. I don't play with them people. The Chevron deference overturned. What y'all doing here? Why y'all over here? Who y'all is? Or who you? I ain't African American, that's for sure. I'm a whole Indian, but I'm on Arawak and goddamn the whole Iroquois Confederation. My bloodline run through all that. So what do y'all really want to do? See, I done did a lot of digging.
You ain't got
off of what y'all said, the things y'all been saying. I've been doing a lot. Like I told you, my last name Taylor. Remember you were talking about the Taylor priesthood?
Yeah.
I was like, that's why our family dresses so nice. That Taylor gang thing Khalifa came up with.
Yeah.
I was like, dang, we got that's all like our family crest. We're tailor made. That's our family crest. My grandma had 22 kids. You feel what I'm saying? My grandma come from one of them bloodline where they were doing all that back then. Had what you call the second wife thing? Like had a housewife and you had you know what I'm saying, the real, like I forgot how they say it.
Concubines.
Huh?
About the concubines or the harem?
Basically, yeah. Basically, yeah. My granddaddy's name was Lucius. His son name was Lucius. His son name was Lucius. I'm like, where all these Lucifers coming from?
The ones that carrying the light. See, that's
okay.
That's the same as naming your boy Sonny Boy.
All right. Now this is what my dad did, right? My dad had me, right? I was a junior. I'm a junior still, but he changed his name from what mine was to JD. He just gave himself initials. What do you think that was? What you think that was about? Like
you gotta ask him. He can tell you better than me.
Oh, okay. I was just checking. I was just saying if it was a spiritual aspect to it.
It's always when the name change, it's always tied to some kind of spiritual change in the individual's life. We don't change our name just to be changing our name. We changing our name to represent our new development and our new path that we pursue.
He made room. He made room for me spiritually. I think I thought about that a lot. But yeah, I kind of got, because he Army. He been in the Army since he left out of high school, back in the days and shit, out of orange groves and the watermelon tossing fields and shit like that. Yeah. So he kind of, I told him, I had to tell him, I'm like, Dad, I know they broke your mind. A lot of the things that I'm saying, I know you took an oath, so you won't be able to elaborate on certain things, but don't tell me you already knew what I'm telling you. And I'm like, why you didn't tell me?
Listen, if he's in the Masonic order and he's under an oath, it's his blood son asking for the truth. He have to tell it to him. It's the only way to get it. It's the only way around their contract.
Really? Okay. So it can't be nobody else, but it could be the first one.
Any one of his children that's birthed from his loins, ask him a question and he know the truth, he got to tell y'all.
Really? Okay.
He can't mislead his own family. He can only mislead outsiders, people that's not in his immediate family. He can tell your cousin and your auntie a bald-faced fucking lie, but he can't tell his children or his wife a bald-faced lie. He's not permitted to.
Got you.
That's how you keep them upright.
All right. Check this out, right? I'm going to throw this at you right quick, right? All right. I've been doing my thing, in the streets or whatever. But the mother of my child, I ain't going to call her my baby mama, I'm calling her the mother of my child, is coming down here to take me out. Basically, she told me I've been out here too long. I need to go get some rest. Even though I know what she mean, I don't really need no rest, but I know what she mean, though. Like, you feel me? And it's like, okay, bam, I got my sister named Jasmine, the mother of my child named Jasmine, and the one I talked to named Jasmine. What does that mean, bro? That's 3 Jasmines, bro, and them flowers. So what does that mean?
You got your
If you could tell.
flowers. Right? Listen, you ever hear somebody say, "Give me my flowers while I'm living"?
Say again.
You ever hear somebody say, "Give me my flowers while I'm living"?
Uh, no, I've never heard that. I'll take that back.
So
No.
the term is representative of people send flowers to the dead. And that's something my mom used to always say too. She said, "I don't want flowers when I'm dead. I want my flowers when I'm living. I know how to make them grow."
Oh my God, I just caught on what you're saying, bro.
You
I'm
ain't have
getting
to
them
wait.
right now while I'm not.
Yeah, you don't got to wait till you die. I got a niece named Jasmine too.
That's
She
crazy, and
got
I fought with you real hard. That's
TV, and I had a seatbelt on, so I didn't like fly off or anything. But I had to walk a half a mile, bleeding out, in like fresh cut forest because I was supervising my uncle while he was cutting down trees for a new development, and I wasn't supposed to be on it anyway because I had flip flops on, but it lost control and flipped. And I took my seatbelt off. I turned it off. I got up and I had realized that I broke my ulna, my radius, and I severed my main artery. So my arm was practically dangling. Um, and I had to walk a half a mile, um, bleeding out, and I blacked out. I felt like something had lifted me. Um, Everything went black. And after a while, I guess, of walking unconsciously, whatever happened, I came back to reality and I was closer to my uncle and I got his attention. He came over and he helped me, but he came, he came to me and it's like he was trying to talk to me over the machine. He couldn't hear me. And he was like it was like he knew what to do. He came over, he put a tourniquet on me, and he got me to the hospital. All this, just insane stuff was happening. But there were these feathers that my mom said were following me. She said there were feathers in the hospital, there were feathers at the scene, there were all these feathers that were, communicating. And I ended up getting a feather tattoo because I felt like it was my grandma. I felt like my grandma lifted me in that time. When she was living, she was very in tune, and she did a lot with like agriculture. This is my mom's mom. She did a lot with just agricultural land stuff. She did stuff with grants. She was very gifted. She was an artist. She did painting. Um, she was very, very in tune. And like she even went to she even became a mother of like this black church. Um, and she was like the only white person in there. And my mom said that she became that for me to support me.
Mhm.
Um, so I was in that church and stuff. And so just to sum it up, I had ended up getting this tattoo to symbolize for my grandma. And then, as I just started doing more digging with spirituality work and stuff, I just saw the connection with the feather and chiefs. And I was just like, oh, maybe I was a chief. I don't know. I don't
Okay,
know.
so let me
I don't
first. I
know.
gotta tell
I
you
don't
this
know.
part. Um, was your mother's mother living when you was born?
She was.
How old was you when she crossed over?
She passed away in 2009. Um, I was I was like 11. That's my life path number.
11 mean initiate. When you had children, your grandmama coming back to you.
She she d- she did. She did through my daughter. My I have my daughter Nova. I have 2 daughters. My second daughter, her due date was on my grandmother's birthday.
Yeah, that's how they notify you. The
Yeah, that's
reason why,
and I felt
no,
that. I felt that.
you knew it before I said something, but here's the thing that you probably didn't pay attention to. when your mother was forming in your grandmama womb,
Hmm.
you was in there as an egg. Let that sink in. That means that
Yeah.
from the mitochondrial bloodline, you have direct access to your grandmama, just like you got access to your mama.
That makes a lot of sense. I feel like she's the one who's been communicating to me while I've been in my mom's house.
Hmm. So when she want to come back, she's going to pick the one you gonna know, because she probably was more standoff with you than you wanted her to be, because she felt like she would show you favoritism if she gave you too much attention. So she was trying to make the rest of the grandbabies not know that you the one she loved the most.
She did it in private. She did it in private. We always had that connection, but I didn't have like that many pictures with her.
Hmm. Well, take a lot of them with your babies, because she back.
I felt that. I felt that. And the second I found out my child's due date, I was like, wow. And then I was moving back into my mom's house, and I was like, which was my grandmother's house.
Hmm. How did you find out that that was your grandmother's house?
Because my grandma she lived in this house prior to her passing away. She passed away in this house.
Oh, okay, got you. Oh, yeah, that means that you are absolutely the heir she picked.
Yeah. I I started realizing that, but my mom, she's like really big on like saying that she doesn't want to give me this house, but I'm the one who takes care of the house.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just keep taking care of it. She had to tell you that so that you will feel like you always working for something. So
Yes.
you won't be so quick to give it up when you finally get it.
Oh man.
Yeah, you ain't your mama ain't no goddamn European. She doing too much tribal shit from this land that's cultural, that's not popularly known except for people that's been in the culture that know
Yeah.
our culture. She doing that shit out of automatic responses to stuff.
Hmm.
That's natural. That means she's naturally supposed to be here. That's why she ended up coming back from wherever she was to back to there, because she had to be on a certain part of the land when your grandmama come back through you, because she wanted to be on her land in her house.
Right.
That's
Right.
that's that's some fucking ancestral communications if I ever seen it.
If you were to like see this house, um, there's so many like symbols and patterns and murals, and there's so much. And even
Those
my
are
fiance.
stories.